right, we're back on 24/7 podcast with the one and only
Come on.
Coach T. Hill from the
down.
unit.
Calm down.
Hey, man, we've been trying real hard to get you on the show, man. How's it going?
I'm good, man. Listen, I'm like Pac. I ain't hard to find, man. I'm out here. I'm out here. I ain't hard to find, man.
Yes,
Thanks
man.
for having me, though. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Man, we wanted to get you on here, man. You know, we're Red Zone Elite. We're heavy on social media, and we see it, man. We see a lot of positive. We see a lot of hate. So we really want you to come on and kind of clear it up.
For sure.
And as you know, as a winning organization, hate is always going to come.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. Yeah.
So, first, before we kind of get into it, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know who the unit is.
Right.
Once you guys come to a tournament, you guys leave your stamp for the most part. And a big thing is I know a lot of people cover a lot of the high schools,
right? Yeah,
and not too much of the youth,
right?
But as the unit, when they go to tournaments, if someone's looking to cover some of the younger kids,
right,
it's the unit. And a lot of people don't like that. So I would hear a lot of parents and stuff on the sideline like, oh, well, who are them? They must be paying somebody. Like, why are people only following the unit? Right. They think they this, they think they that. So before we kind of get into that first, kind of give me a background of where the unit come from. Because it's like I didn't really hear about them to this past season.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's like every time I walked up to the podium, I'm seeing you guys getting trophies handed to you.
For sure.
Yeah. So give us a little background of where you guys come from and what it's about.
Yeah, man. So the unit is we started out as the G unit. Long time ago, maybe 2 years ago, we really started as the G Unit, flag football organization. Born and bred right here in Arizona, though, right? I mean, right. So we don't do recruiting outside of the state, although we might start with something unique. But no, a lot of our kids come from Anthem. We have kids from Glendale. We have kids from the Buckeye area. We have kids that travel over from Chandler, Mesa, Gilbert area to come play with us. Started as the G unit, but we changed it to the unit. We wanted the kids to feel something, to have something they can call their own, something new, unique, different. So we changed it from G unit to the unit, man. And plus, so 50 Cent wouldn't come holler at me and try to, get no royalties off the G unit name. So we changed it to the unit, man. And that's what it is. It's just a unit. It's a group of kids, a group of athletes and parents that just really want to come together and watch their kids, watch their boys shine on the field, man. So that's really what the unit. That's how it came about. You know what I mean? It's just me going out and talking to a few kids that were on different teams and their teams kind of broke up for whatever reason it was. And it was an opportunity for me to say, look, I see you. I appreciate what you do on and off the field. I want you to be a part of what we're trying to build over here, something unique and something different. And that's what we did, man. And so we here.
So I heard you say you guys used to be flag.
Yep.
All right. So what made you transition from flag to 7-on-7?
Yeah. So it's a natural progression, natural transition for these kids. A lot of these kids are eventually going to play tackle. And I'm a firm believer that the flag football space has given these kids an amazing foundation to understand football. Catching, route running, defense, progressions, quarterbacks going through their progressions, et cetera. So for us, the flag transition to the 7-on-7 space was natural. And then so now that we're in the 7-on-7 space, a lot of our kids are going to be playing tackle or are playing tackle now. But for us, it just made sense. The timing was right. The boys wanted a little bit more competition. And I say that respectfully, right? Because there's still a lot of competition in the flag football space. Right. But for us, we just, it was time for us to open up and expand. And the 7-on-7 space was starting to get hot, and so the unit said, look, we got to be there. So for us, it was easy. It was easy, meaning the kids grasped the game of football from flag. And, me having a football background, it was easy for me to really relay this to the youth and they bought into it. And man, we hit the 7-on-7 space. We hit the ground running for sure.
Right. So I know you have two.
I got twin boys.
You got twin boys.
Twin boys, yeah.
So, yeah, I see them out there. So, have they ever played tackle before?
They haven't.
They haven't?
Yeah, most of our kids right now, with the younger team, with our 10U, that now 12U, I would say out of the 15 to 17 kids we have, about 3 to 4 of them play tackle. And probably only out of that 4, 2 of them have played tackle since they were 6th, 7th, 8th grade. So, a lot of our boys are true flag football players, that transitioned to sevens and are now going into the tackle space.
All right. So you have a football background, right?
Yeah, I do.
Right. So for you, why haven't you choose yet to put your boys in tackle?
Yeah. I don't, you know what? That's a really, really good question. That's the debate, right? Is
Right.
when do you put them in tackle? I saw a post not too long ago. They were like, when should you put him in tackle? And some people say, well, I've had my son in there since he was 5. That's great. I don't knock anybody that goes through that stage where they put him in tackle at a young age. But for us, it was really about making sure these kids, understand the game of football. To me, it doesn't make sense to have a bunch of kids running around. I mean, listen, if the kid can't even hold his head up with a helmet in a 3-point stance, they shouldn't be playing tackle, right? And I think a lot of the parents miss the science. What I do for a living is in the healthcare space, and I'm big on science. I'm big on the evidence based. What does it say? And so when you look at the evidence, it shows that the constant banging of the head is just not a good thing, right? Mm-hmm. So for us, it just made sense more so to make sure these kids understood the game of football first and foremost, and start to slowly feed them the game of football so they understood it. And eventually we know they're going to get into tackle. But it didn't make sense to have them playing tackle, at least my boys, at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. It just didn't make sense. It just help minimize the risk. Look, you're going to get hurt no matter what you do. You can somebody can open up the door at Circle K and hit you in the head with the door and you can get a concussion. But if I can minimize the risk of my kids and them constantly banging their head, that was the direction I chose to go. And you know, a lot of the parents followed the direction of what, you know, I had my kids doing and I suggested. Now, a lot of parents ask me my suggestion. I give it to them and they still go do what they do, right? Which is okay. But for my boys and for a lot of the players on the unit, that's the transition the progression that we're on is flag, 7-on-7, which we're going to introduce something called thud, which some people know about, but you know, it's just really introducing them to physical contact, and you get that in 7-on-7 now, right? You can jam at the line of scrimmage, you can jam up to 5 yards, the linebackers can body somebody up within that 5-yard space. So they get used to that contact, and then we'll throw the pads on and we'll start banging.
Man, you seem like you know what you're talking about.
Shots. Listen.
So for some people that's listening, be like, man, he act like you know what he's talking about.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about your background in sports.
Yeah, so I from Tulsa, Oklahoma, grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, born and raised there. You know, I played tackle when I was younger. I played in 6th, 7th grade, but I was a basketball player. I love basketball. You know, Thomas Hill was a basketball player for Duke back in the days with Grant Hill and Bobby Hurley and all those guys. So I thought I was going to be a hooper. Right. And then I realized, you know, playing AAU basketball, traveling, that I wasn't the big dude anymore. Some of these cats was 6'8" at 14 years old, right? And I'm the guy in the post, right? I'm at 6'1", thinking I'm the big body down low.
Right.
But you got these guys that are towering over me. So believe it or not, I actually played tennis. I was an all-state tennis player. So my tennis coach, because I stopped playing football for a while. I didn't even play in high school until my junior year in high school. My tennis coach actually said, look, you got these big hands. She said, you need to go play football. I was like, yeah, at the time, my high school wasn't that good. We was like Fair East Side from Lean On Me. We just had a bunch of thugs running around, you know, you know, great teachers, but the school, we was just knuckleheads. But I went out my junior year, I played football. I played defensive end, and, you know, I started getting letters in the mail. And at that moment, it really clicked to me that this could be my opportunity. This is kind of my way out of the hood, right? So I took it and ran with it. You know, I played defense my junior year, and I remember the guy who was playing tight end at the time, a great friend of mine, we were in the playoffs to go to the championship game, and it was like slow motion. They threw him the ball, and he was wide open in the end zone to go to the championship game, and it just went right through his hands. And I just said, damn, I'm playing tight end next year. So I transitioned over to tight end. More and more letters started coming in. I had offers from all over the country. And at the time, Kansas State was number 1, number 2 in the nation. This is 99, coming out of high school. I graduated 99. So 98, 99, K-State was number 1, number 2 in the country, right? And so who doesn't want to go to the number 1, number 2 state in the country at the time? So I was picked up. I went to K-State, full ride scholarship offer, and I took it. They were the first ones to offer me a full ride. At the time, OU wasn't very good. It was horrible at the time, honestly. Right. But I took the full ride opportunity with K-State, you know, and I never looked back and did some amazing things there. I was picked up by the Green Bay Packers in 2004 as a free agent tight end. My junior year, had an amazing year. Going into my senior year, we really were going to change the game. We were really introducing the tight end as that split out threat. That's kind of when that game started to change a little bit.
Right.
So Dale Miller, who was the offensive coordinator at the time under Bill Snyder, he started flexing me out at tight end, and I loved it because it gave me a chance to, you know, just
get loose.
Yeah, I wasn't banging around all the time with the big boys, and so unfortunately, I had a pretty bad ankle injury. I should have took my medical red shirt, but I didn't. I was one of the top tight ends in the country at the time. I got hurt. It is what it is. I still came back. I went through rehab surgery, all that, came back. My 40 time wasn't the best. I wasn't the biggest dude. You know, I didn't do 225 30 times. I think I did it like 17 times or something like that. So I was kind of weak at the time, but it is what it is.
Right.
Still got the opportunity to be with the Packers, you know, and went down there, and I got released during a training camp just because of my ankle. I had a couple screws in there. One of them broke, and they sent me back, and that was it. You know, I rehabbed for a couple months, and by the end of the season, was kind of halfway through the season, and it kind of passed me by, you know. So I hung the cleats up, and I didn't hang them up at the time. Right. I just unlaced them. I was still ready to go. Right. But, you know, it passed me by, and it is what, you know, they say the NFL, not for long, right? So not a lot of players get that opportunity to stay in the league and play in the league, you know. But so that's my background with football, man.
So you have a history. So you're taking all of these situations, this experience you have, and you're bringing it down to the young guys.
Absolutely, trying to the best I can.
Right. So they have a big question that's going around, and I want to get your opinion on it. That you transferred into 7-on-7. I hear a lot of people say 7-on-7 is not real football.
Right.
So with you playing at the highest college level, you going with the pros and things like that.
Right.
What do you think first, what do you say to people who say 7-on-7 not real football? And what are the main things you're trying to teach to the unit about what they should be getting out of 7-on-7 football?
Yeah, two questions within one, you know, and for on the first part of it, I would say anybody that, you know, I think there's when people aren't successful in something, then they say, oh, that ain't nothing. That's just 7-on-7. I want to check the track record. Did they play 7-on-7? Have they played it? What did they do in 7-on-7? Because a lot of times, even in flag, you'll see a lot of people that played flag. They weren't very successful, and now they be online barking about, oh, this is flag. Wait till you get the pads on. Let's put the pads on. So we hear that all the time. Same thing with 7-on-7. A lot of the people will say, well, it's just 7-on-7. There's no, 7-on-7 is perfect, right, for your skilled players. I do wish there was more opportunity for the linemen to be involved, but for your skilled players, your wide receivers, your quarterbacks, your running backs, your linebackers, corners, safeties, you know, this is perfect for them, right? This is really helping these kids understand the game, the spacing of the game, the momentum of it. There's so many nuggets that these kids, the athletes, can take away from 7-on-7 is endless. And if you're fortunate to have coaches and a staff around them that understand the game, it's going to help you progress that much more. So there's so many positives to 7-on-7. So anyone who talks down on 7-on-7, let's check the track record. I want to see what the numbers look like, right? And I'm not talking about your record. Let's just talk about what are you guys doing on that field. For my boys specifically, you know, for the unit, I really want these kids to grasp the game, understand the game, and when it's time for them to transition to tackle and put the pads on, listen, I really believe that when any of the unit kids put pads on, you're going to know the difference between them and even the kids that have been playing tackle for years because of what we teach, how we coach, the discipline we install in these kids, the time we pour into these kids. There's a difference, right? And for us, for the unit, for me personally, you know, I watch film. So these kids understand the importance of watching film. We watch film together, you know. So
so you guys watch film on
oh
7
yeah,
on 7?
absolutely. Listen, we're the number one team in the country, baby. We don't
Hold
respectfully,
up, what?
respectfully, okay?
What?
Hey, listen.
Hey, I'm looking over and I see this battle logo. Is that a sponsor for the unit?
Well, listen, that's listen. The battle came to the table. You know, full disclosure, battle came to the table, showed us love within this football space, right? So I think there's still a lot to be had for our boys. You know, we just want to keep balling. We just want to keep getting better, right? That's just
yeah. You say that, but hold up, man. That's back. This in the country. So. What is it? Because I know I see you guys at a lot of tournaments.
Right.
And I may see teams with 18, 19, 20 kids.
Yeah.
I seen a unit come walk in there with 9 kids and don't lose a game.
And win 2 divisions.
And two divisions. Hold up. First, hold up. Wait, hold up. Let's get, hold up. First, so is it true that, respectfully,
right,
that sometimes you guys can see a division and be like, oh, we're not going to lose a game, so we're going to get in this one, and we're going to go up 2 divisions to get some more work, and then sweep that division too.
No,
is that true?
No, we never come in with that mentality, though. We come in with a 1-0 mindset. That's a slogan, a motto that I came up with 20 years ago at K-State, which is 1-0. And the theory and the thought behind that is that it doesn't matter who you play. It don't matter how many games you play. It don't matter how many divisions you play in. If you win one game, you can't lose, right? So for us, it doesn't matter if we're playing in 2 divisions or who's in the division or we got 4 pool play games or 3 or 5. We just focus on one game at a time, man. That's all we do. We go 1-0 every game, every play, every practice. That's just what we do.
Is that the politically correct answer?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. I don't know. I don't think there is a politically correct answer. That is the politically correct answer. So there you go.
Okay, so everybody want the shiny toy, right? So I think in your realm of your divisions and things like that, you guys are the shiny toy. Mm-hmm. So if somebody wanted to be a part of the unit, can anybody just walk up and be a part of the unit? Yeah. Like, what's the unit model? Like, what does it take for me, for my son or someone I know to be a part of the unit?
You know, we are an open door policy type program, right? Okay. We want any athlete, boy or girl, that is passionate about getting better, that is hungry for the game of football, that wants to compete at a high level, and is willing to sacrifice and put in the time. Period. That's it. I love cultivation, right? I want to take a kid who may not be the best athlete, he may not be the best receiver, but he probably a badass linebacker,
right?
You come across it within 5 yards, because we got a couple of them within that 5 yards. They know what their job is. Right. So as coaches, it's on us to find players and put them in part of that puzzle that fits, right? And so it's very similar to one of my sons. You know, he's the quarterback. He doesn't play receiver, even though he wants to and he loves to go out and catch the ball. And every now and then we'll put him out there receiver, very rarely, but he's just gifted at quarterback. So that's what he plays. He doesn't play safety or corner. We don't put him in man-to-man. One of my other sons isn't gifted with speed, but he's gifted with the knowledge of the game. He's got great hands. He's got great body control. He can catch anything you throw to him. But a lot of times in man-to-man situations, we don't have him manning up on someone sometimes because he's not the fastest. He doesn't transit. His hips don't move like some of the other kids' hips move, right? So for coaches, it's important that we put kids in a position to be successful that's going to help the team at the end of the day. You know, so
with that, you know, I want to get a couple more questions before I let
But
you
real
go.
quick, let me get back to you though, real quick. Open door policy, any kid is welcome to come play with the unit. You know, we hold our kids, I hold our kids to a very high standard, and I hold our parents to a very high standard as well. You know, I try to make sure our parents aren't the ones on the sideline talking trash, always barking, always. Now listen, our moms, that's different. You don't mess with the mama bear, right? You know, so when you at the unit games, the moms, they're gonna be loud, they're gonna show love. That's they baby boys. Right. So they always loud. We got a couple dads that'll bark up and every now and then, but you know, we try to make sure I try to make sure our parents stay, you know, we walk that line of respect for other teams, and we try not to be that team that people don't like to play because our fans are acting crazy. But any kid is welcome. We love to have them. We just want kids that are hungry, want to get better at the game.
Right. Okay, I got a couple more before I let you go.
Shoot.
So, as an organization that wins a lot, and I see this a lot in 7-on-7, right? And I consider you one of the organization that wins a lot. I hear a lot of parents and a lot of people say, well, just because they have athletes, that's the only reason why they're winning, because they're not really coaching. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they may have their kids doing something in 7-on-7 that may not translate to actual football that will translate on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night. You as a coach, and a lot of this kind of more on the older level, high school level and things like that, right, to where sometimes they may say, oh, we're going to go cover 0 across the board because we just got all athletes.
Right.
I got a known corner and I'm having them at middle linebacker.
Right.
How do you feel about that? When it comes time to winning, if you know that, okay, I have the best athletes across the board, right? Are you willing to sacrifice the I would say, I guess, the technical, like, jargon of the game for the win?
I mean, listen, there's a lot of times we don't have the best athletes on the field.
Right.
Versus teams we've played. And we've played against a lot. We've traveled the country.
Right.
And at our age, I don't know of another team that is out there that has traveled more than we have at our age.
Right.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that travels, but they don't travel like we do. And we've played them all. We've played them from Florida to Texas to Virginia to New Jersey to Washington to Cali and everywhere. So we're not always playing against the best athletes out there.
Right.
You know, for me, again, the coaches, it's important that we put our kids in a place to be successful at the end of the day. And so I'm not going to have one of my shortest kids guarding one of their taller kids. If they got all tall cats and that's all we're working with, I'm taking my little guys out. They know what it is, and I'm putting my taller guys in. It's strategic. This is chess. This isn't checkers. Now we can play checkers, but we don't play checkers. We play chess. You know, so of course we want to win. Right. Everybody wants to win. I mean, that's why we go play. Right. Right. That's why we go when the horn sounds. That's why everybody looks over at the damn scoreboard like, what's the score? Right. You know, so we're playing to win for sure. But I think we're also playing for something a little bit bigger than just a W for sure. Right, so okay. Hopefully I answered your question.
Yeah, you got it. So if I had somebody come up to me and want some information about the unit or interested in coming to play for the unit or whatever, you guys got a website, a Twitter handle, a Facebook. Yeah. Like if they want, if they got a mom that has their son and they're looking for a great organization, they want to be a part of something, like how can they get in contact with you?
We're on Facebook, just the Unit Athletics on Facebook. On Instagram, it's the Unit Football. You can Google the unit. We have a website, theunitathletics.com. We got an open door policy. Open door policy. As coaches, it's hard to keep athletes on your team because some people don't like to travel. Some people don't like that, I get on the kids the way I do. Some parents don't like, playing flag and sevens or, it is what it is. So we got an open door policy. Right now we're playing flag and 7-on-7. Next year we bring in tackle though. Ooh, I think we're going to be nice next year.
Yeah.
Tackle. Yeah.
So with y'all having to travel, before we head out, last question.
Yeah.
So you say you traveled around.
Yeah.
Who's barking at that door? What? Who's a couple teams that you think gonna be, that when you step on the field, no disrespect to nobody else, but who are a couple teams that you think that that's coming for that title that's gonna be on that? It don't got to be from Arizona,
right?
But
I mean, listen, there's a lot of great organizations out there. Mm-hmm. They know who they are, and there's a lot of teams that have mentioned us on social media and put our name out there. And listen, when you hear me say we want the smoke, I say that respectfully. That means we want to play the best of the best, period. Right. I don't manipulate schedules. I don't call tournament organizers and say, man, put me in this bracket with them and let me play them because I don't want to play them. And, man, we show up and we just play. So wherever we at, wherever we playing, that's where the unit is at. We want all the smoke, right? We want to play the best of the best. And there's some great organizations out there, and I think we're one of them, and we're just going to continue to bang like that.
Where the camera? Which one's the camera? That's the one right there? Hey, man, listen. Y'all heard it here firsthand. They want all the smoke. So if y'all can't get a hold of them, hey, reach us at Team 24. Hey, hit Red Zone 707 and lead up. Hey, they want it. All of it.
Yeah, man.
It's your boy, T. Hill. Man, appreciate you. Thank you for coming out.
For sure.
Definitely looking forward to you guys this upcoming season. I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I know you guys going to be at the MLK.
We're going to be at all of them. We're going to be at all of them that we can be. Last thing I want to say is if there are sponsors out there, whether they want to come sponsor our team or sponsor another team, man, if you got, especially this time of the year, you know, rolling towards the end of the year, the new start of the year, if you have money, pour it into these athletes, pour it into these teams, because these teams need it. They're traveling. These kids are building amazing experiences. And at the end of the day, a lot of these kids will never get the opportunity to play college ball. They won't know what it's like to jump on a plane and fly, you know, across the country to go play in a football game in front of 40, 30, 60, 80, 100,000 people, right? So if there's sponsors out there, you got extra cash, you got checks, you want to write them, of course the unit will take it, right? But there's hundreds of other teams out there that need sponsorships and donations. So reach into your pocket, pour into these kids for sure.
Oh, man, I definitely agree, man. And like I said, we always open it up. If sponsors want to come on and talk to us or whatever like that,
yep,
we always direct them back to you guys, even though it's a bigger platform, even though a lot of times, you know, it may help us. But at the end of the day, if the kids don't have it, then, you know, it's no leagues. It's no red zone. It's no any of that.
That's it.
So definitely point it back into them. We're going to, you know, everybody else is going to get it back full. So
that's it.
Hey, T. Hill.
Yes, sir.
Ruben. Appreciate it, man.
That's love, fam.
All right.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Anytime. All right, bro.